Meeting to order. Do we need a roll call or anything, or we just do it? No, I want to make sure I'm reading the agenda correctly. Do we have any public discussion on items not on the agenda? Can you give us your name and address, please?
Sure. My name is Adam Corkins. I live at 1588 Van Andel Way. Thank you, City Council. I know you got a abbreviated agenda of one specific item of business, but I also wanted to take this opportunity, since you were meeting, to speak to you about our fire assessment, which was approved at the Ripon Consolidated Fire District, which the city has an interest in. I just wanted to share some information that I think might be valuable to you as you lead our city and interact with our district and our community on what I think is a very important decision and investment and service in our community, although it's not directly under your control. I'm generally opposed to new mandatory assessments and taxes, especially ones that have no time-bound check on performance improvements. I dislike the form of the assessment and that it calls for an additional and third distinct tax method for funding Ripon Consolidated Fire District. A few things, though, in that process, whatever our neighbors decide, we must ensure that the ballot process has integrity, that parcel owners receive the ballots. And I've been in touch with real estate professionals here in our community and have offered assistance to Ripon Consolidated Fire District to ensure that list from the assessor's office is validated and the proper owners receive ballots. I have an ownership and management interest in 3 parcels in the district, and none of those ballots were properly addressed on the first mailing. This is deeply concerning. We need to hear more specific information about the forecasted impact on services delivered by the fire district. We need improved communication to reach voters with the information. I know they've made several efforts at community meetings, and there's a new website, which I just discovered this week, that's separate from the fire district's website that has a lot of information. It has some issues. It's slow from performance. There are some technical errors in the meeting that was conducted. You can't hear anybody for about 10 minutes. There are little things that I'm going to discuss with the district to make sure that we improve our ability to reach our residents. We need the district to get their records up to date as well. Over 18 months of board minutes, agendas, and reports are unavailable from their website. The 2023 call report is unavailable. I had difficulty accessing the assessor's parcel report for the fire assessment, which was advertised as available for public inspection. On May 15th, I submitted a public records request to the district. 10 days from then is Saturday. I will have a better idea on the availability of public information about the people's business at the district. I believe we need to secure funds to improve emergency response within the city. It is a personal goal to see the district put ALS assets at Station 3, whether or not the fire assessment is approved by voters. There are other options. It's not all or none. I've provided a report, which we've shared copies, where I have taken the parcel data that is available. I've used an API from Google Maps to calculate travel times between each of the stations in the district to each of the parcels in the district. I think this information could be used, and I've already talked to the chief, to help the community understand what an improved response time means to their homes and to the people in their homes. And I hope we can build a better campaign now in the limited time we have until the decision to make sure our citizens know what this could mean to them. I'll just highlight in the conclusion section, I've provided copies, assuming that these are available for public record for anyone else who's interested. But the key points is that for a first recall, if the assets are placed at the stations, I think there will be nearly 3-minute improvement in response times by staffing Station 3 with ALS assets. For a second call, which I think is vital for the 5,188 parcels that are in the area best served by Station 1 today, if that asset is already out on a call, and we have to recall for mutual aid, I calculated just 2 districts. This is all stuff I just put together in my own time. 1.3 minutes is a call improvement for a second call to have mutual aid come in from one of our neighboring fire agencies. and second call, which is if it's their furthest station that responds, is nearly 8 minutes. I'm not an expert, but I think that that is vital emergency response time, and I look forward to working with some of the experts in our community to put some context on what that response time improvement could mean to improve safety and outcomes in our community. So thank you for your time and attention. Thank you for your service. I really do
Thank you.
appreciate everyone here.
Thank you. I don't think there's any more. Comment? All right. Is there? All right, moving on. Topics for discussion, retirement and request for adoption for the police canine. Is it Vitus or Vitus?
It's Vitus.
All right,
Yeah. The recommended action is to accept the recommendation to retire Vitus police drug detection, apprehension, tracking canine on May 28th, 2024, and allow the adoption of Vitus by his handler, Officer Matthew Belaski, and approve and authorize the mayor to sign the adoption agreement with Matthew Belaski. So right now, currently within Ripon, we have 2 canines that have been instrumental to our department. Canine Vitus is one of them. It was the first canine that we took place. Officer Matthew Belaski is resigning from Ripon PD, and that's going to be effective this week. His actual last day is today. And with that, with the age of the dog, he would be projected to have 9 to 16 months of service life if we were to keep him. And in the time to train up a new handler, there is about a 6-month time for training and familiarization. That's at its best if scheduling for canine tracking handler school is available. And even that is about $6,000 for the trainer to train a new trainer if we were to retain him. So it's a recommendation that we release the dog to Matthew Belaski through this process.
all right.
I
Anybody have any
have a
questions?
question. I do. How long have we had that dog already?
It's about 4 years. December of 2019.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That dog was donated to us, and I guess that's okay. The last thing I'd like to make a comment is I'm glad that Uncle Leo gets to sign the adoption agreement.
I don't know how to take that, but
Yeah, Jared, what is the service life of a typical police dog?
It does definitely depend, but we're coming up on that with it. It's going to be about 6 years. That's typically right around there, depending on injuries or anything else that might come up with it. And canine Vitus currently has showed signs of slowing down, but still at an acceptable level for patrol. But it's just something that we've been paying attention to. The dogs go through numerous checks, and we pay attention to that very well, make sure that they're ready to go when they're out there. But it has shown signs of getting to that phase. So that's why we're recommending this.
any other questions? So this needs a motion, correct?
I'll make a motion. Uncle Leo signs the adoption agreement.
Is that my new title? Mayor, super, but we're calling him Uncle Leo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we're to my favorite part of the agenda. Adjournment.
He was so excited to see us, now he wants to get rid of us.
I didn't say you had to leave. I'm just saying that now everything's unofficial.
He's leaving.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
I do.
Thank you all for taking the time.
Two things.